In this video, I break down how to make money with NFTs by learning how to identify a good project. If you haven't caught any of my last videos, there's several reasons why you might be interested in NFTs. But how? How do we make money with these? Whether you're in it for a quick flip or you in it for a long-term investment, NFTs, believe it or not, do rise in value. So the trick is learning how to get them before they rise in value and to get them cheap. And so we about to break that down. All right, so first, finding a good project. The number one thing, Twitter is where you need to be. Follow people that are reputable, people that have a history of good calls. I personally use a Discord group named Gotham in order to get my calls, get my information. You don't have to do that. That's just the way that I do it. While you're on Twitter, if you see a project, right, check their engagement, check the hype around it, check the movement. Come on, bro, it's 2021. We can tell who's got fake followers. And if you can't tell, one way to tell is if you see an account with 10,000 followers, but you go down and check a tweet and there's not much engagement on their tweets, then that's a red flag that that's usually a fake page. You probably watched one of my episodes of me actually covering a project, right? And you always notice the roadmap is what I highlight. That's another way to tell if an NFT is something that you should invest in. As far as the roadmap, do they plan to give the money back to the community? Do they plan on doing something with a charity? Is it a play to earn game? And the roadmap just enables the members of the community to make more and more money. Like, that's ultimately the skeleton, the structure of any NFT. Also, when you're looking at an NFT project, you're on their website, you're on their Twitter, look at the team, check their track record, make sure they're legit in their field, and of course are proven in what they're doing. So there's a lot of gaming NFTs, right? And if you see that people on the development team have developed other successful games or actually have developed a game before, then that's an indication that, okay, this project might be legit. One of the animated series NFTs that I covered, the guy that's in front of it is a big YouTuber, bro, Joe Knows, right? So he has a proven track record of making good videos, right? And knowing what he's doing on YouTube. So of course, it's easy to buy into a project like that. All right, next, I'm gonna tell you some things you need to look for when you're actually browsing on OpenSea and you're looking at a project. So for all my sneaker resellers out there, this process is gonna be very similar to when I tell you to go on eBay and check for sold listings, because that's exactly what you're gonna do on OpenSea. Because ultimately what you're doing is looking at how many sold within the last time frame. The more the better, the less means there's not much hype around this project. You know, then go check the listings, right? Check the holder to NFT ratio. If there's, let's say for example purposes, 100 NFTs and 50 holders, then that's pretty good, right? Because that's about 2 NFTs per person. If you get to where there's 100 NFTs using the same example and only 20 holders, meaning each person has about 5 of them, that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but just to give you an example, that kind of lets you know if there's as much hype around it. Just something to look for. It's not the end all be all of each project, of course. Now let's talk about the value rising, right? And as far as the value rising, you're thinking right now like, bro, how does the value rise on these NFTs? And we're gonna talk about the floor price. So the floor price pretty much just means the cheapest one available. The higher the floor price is, the higher the people value their product, right? So basically when the floor is rising, then that means the cheaper ones are being bought off the market. And that's how demand even drives up the value of an NFT collection. Because as the floor goes, the floor price gets higher, the value and perceived value of the project just gets higher. Now, let's talk more about how that plays in. Because a project rarely has the same price NFTs all the way through, which is where you once again get a floor price. Because some project, let's say is 0.01 Ethereum, right? But there's only 5 of them that price out of a, let's say 100 collection. And then as you go up, the price go up depending on how rare or whatever that is, which we'll get into in another video. That's what you call a thin floor, right? There's a thin floor. There's 100 of these, but only 5 of these are 0.1 Ethereum. All the rest of them are 0.2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on and so forth. A thick floor is when there's several projects in a collection that are on that floor price. So honestly, when it comes to just flipping quick or trying to get in and out of a project, you're looking for a project with somewhat of a thin floor, right? Because ultimately what you want just is for the value of that collection to rise real quick so you can boom, sell it and then get your money and get out the way. But as far as the calls, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter, you can get in my Discord, you can join Gotham. Gotham has really helped me as far as open my eyes as to the projects that I need to be looking out for and stuff like that. So I have a video where I'm kind of breaking down why NFTs are even valuable. Meet me over in that video, man. Love y'all. Let's get it.